And a past news director of ours.
A program on campus is celebrating Valentine's Day.
And in sports, NDSU men's basketball team has a crucial road trip coming up.
Good evening. Moorehead and Fargo Police Departments gave a press conference Monday afternoon to discuss the continuing investigation on murdered NDSU freshman Tom Bearson.
Moorehead police received Bearson's final autopsy report from the Ramsey Medical County Examiner's Office last week. Although officials are not releasing details of the report, they can say that Bearson did not die from a drug or alcohol overdose. The biggest lead was a four-door dark-colored vehicle driving northeast of Larry's RV lot near where Bearson was found around 7:35 p.m. the day he went missing. However, police stated Thursday afternoon that they were comfortable enough to say that the car is not involved with Bearson's death. They are still asking for the public's help on any leads people may have. Police also wanted to dispel some rumors and are stating that Bearson was not mutilated and that he was not a confidential informant.
You see her giving the latest news on WDAY's 5, 6, and 10 o'clock shows, or if you're up early enough, also on Saturday mornings. Becky Parker. But did you know she was SUTV's very first news director, or that she's a North Dakota native? Current SUTV news director Cassie Ralphing went out to get to know one of our very own alum to see just where she's at now.
When WDAY's news director Jeff Nelson was looking for an anchor for their new morning show, Becky Parker was an obvious choice.
An opening come up for this first news position. I went back, looked at the tape, and yeah, she can do that.
Besides just anchoring ability, Jeff has kept Becky around for many reasons.
Employee, very nice, very easy to get along with, works extremely hard, and just a good all-around solid person.
And Becky's work schedule isn't what most people are probably used to.
Before I was reporting for the evening for the 10 o'clock, so I would come in at 1:30 in the afternoon and get done at about 11 o'clock at night, go to bed like 1 or 2 in the morning. Now I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's when my alarm goes off. And
the hours may be crazy, but Becky still loves what she does and the opportunities she gets at WDAY.
At a certain point, it's like if you're happy where you are, might as well just stick around.
While more airtime is giving Becky a solid fan base, her biggest fan is one that she gets to see every day.
We're really exciting.
We're about as boring as you can get.
That's right, her husband Cody. Married since May, the new couple hasn't had what you would call a typical relationship from the start.
Distance from the beginning, so I don't know why we decided to keep dating, but we did, and so.
It's probably because it was destined for them to come together.
We both started jobs in Fargo on the same day.
Yeah, you heard that right. Despite those years apart, Cody knew that Becky was the one early on.
Living in Brainerd, I forgot my shampoo and stuff there when I visited her. And she texted me saying I forgot to wait and drove around, and she didn't wait inside the apartment. She went out and stood on the corner when it was negative 20 outside, sitting there like this, shivering. And that's when I knew. So that was probably 4 months in.
A solid job and a happy marriage. There's not much Becky has to complain about in her not-so-normal life. Cassie Rolfing reporting, SU TV News.
Becky has been with WDAY for the past 2 years, and she doesn't plan on leaving anytime soon.
Every residence hall on campus has a faculty advisor, but the Matthew Living Learning Center is the only one with a live-in one. Dr. Warren Christensen not only lives on campus, but is a man of many hats. SUTV News Director Brittany Hovland has more.
For this particular object.
Dr. Warren Christensen is not your average physics professor. In addition to the teaching he does, he conducts research as a faculty and residence advisor, a guitar player, and a father. Christensen has been at NDSU since 2009. And he isn't just a professor here at NDSU. In fact, he only teaches one class per semester. The rest of the time, well, let's let him explain.
I conduct empirical studies on the learning and teaching of physics. And so I try to determine empirically how students or how people think about math or science, about physics specifically, and then if possible, what ways of teaching those people are most effective.
Just like other professors, Dr. Christensen does hold office hours. But don't expect to find him here. You might want to try over at the Union instead.
It might be a little more intimidating for them to come into my office where it looks very office-y and they're asking a question and they don't want to bother me too much, and so it just, I don't know, it seems like it's stressful. It has been successful in the past of just being there in that space. Students come in and talk to me and realize that I'm just a person, I'm there to help them out.
When he isn't hanging out in the Union, you can find him at the Matthew Living Learning Center, where he is on his 3rd and final year as a faculty and residence advisor.
He just is very excited about everything that he does, and everything that he does do, he gives his all to it.
But if you want to know what takes up most of Christensen's time and heart, well, you don't have to look too hard.
Tell everybody that my kids come first and then I come second, because I have to take care of my kids, and then it's unfortunate, but anybody else is going to come after that.
Christensen has 2 sons, 10-year-old Andrew and 8-year-old Owen.
Yeah!
His love of music and anything theatrical has trickled down into his sons.
Find a harmony, the rhythm and the rhyme to me.
In fact, they own 5 guitars, a keyboard, and a ukulele. But if Christensen were to describe himself,
I teach physics and I do theater, and I can cry at the drop of a hat.
I've been living the street. No, where's that go?
Brittany Hovland, SU TV News.
I've been trying to do it right.
Oh.
I've been living this lonely life.
When we come back, we'll tell you about a sweet holiday treat.
After this week's 7-day forecast.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's the power of free checking with Kasasa. First Community Credit Union offers free ATMs, mobile banking, and are conveniently located right next to the campus of NDSU. We also offer Kasasa, which is a free checking account that pays you cash. Kasasa requires no minimum deposit to open, no monthly service fees, and don't forget the free ATMs. Discover the power of Kasasa at your local First Community Credit Union.
The NDSU bookstore has everything you need to show off your Bison pride. The bookstore can have you sporting green and gold wherever you go. It offers many different brands, sizes, styles, and selection so that you find exactly what you're looking for. Shop the NDSU bookstore and show your spirit today. Welcome back. Everybody loves getting chocolates and flowers from the people they care about the most.
Saturday is Valentine's Day, and NDSU wants to get those on campus thinking about that special someone. The organization Residence Hall Association is selling candygrams, and the money is all for a good cause. You can purchase Hershey Hugs and Kisses, a soda pop bouquet, or flowers. The profits are going to the Fargo Moorehead Rape and Abuse Crisis Center.
Well, we have a lot of advertising going out. We've had posters all over the place. We've had handouts. Just word of mouth also. Just go out and saying, hey, come on down, buy a candygram. You know, it's for a good cause. It's fun, you know?
The items you will buy will be delivered to the people of your choice on Valentine's Day.
NDSU students got the chance to meet with hundreds of employers and try to get jobs or internships. NDSU's two-day Career Expo was held in the Fargo Dome this past week. The first day was for students going into agricultural, business, and liberal arts fields. The second day was for engineering, design, science, and technology majors. The event happens every year, so those who didn't get a chance will get their chance again next year.
The Spectrum took home another award they can brag about, the Best in the Midwest. Our very own student newspaper went to the 24th annual Best of the Midwest College Journalism Convention in Minneapolis. Hundreds of universities attend from all over the Midwest and as far east as Indiana. Groups went through a few workshops, listened to keynote speakers, and then received their awards. 7 individuals took home awards. The paper won #1 in special features and took 5th place overall as Best in the Midwest. Members of the Spectrum attend this event each year.
The Spectrum wasn't the only NDSU organization to win a prestigious award last week. The NDSU chapter of Delta Tau Delta received the Court of Honor in Ohio this past weekend. The award is given to the top 20 chapters of the fraternity nationwide. Around 6 vans of Delts made the trip to Northern Divisional Conference in Cleveland.
Once they finally announced it, everyone was cheering, everyone was super happy, and then we started texting our alumni right away because they're really the ones, like, we have them to thank for this because we're a pretty young chapter, so they set us up really, really well to get this award.
There are currently 136 chapters of Delta Tau Delta nationwide. NDSU's chapter will be celebrating their 3rd birthday this April.
When we come back, the man who gives you the funny news is stepping down.
Stay with us. The NDSU bookstore has everything you need to show off your Bison pride. The bookstore can have you sporting green and gold wherever you go. It offers many different brands, sizes, styles, and selection so that you find exactly what you're looking for. Shop the NDSU bookstore and show your spirit today.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's the power of free checking with Kasasa. First Community Credit Union offers free ATMs, mobile banking, and are conveniently located right next to the campus of NDSU. We also offer Kasasa, which is a free checking account that pays you cash. Kasasa requires no minimum deposit to open, no monthly service fees, and don't forget the free ATMs. Discover the power of Kasasa at your local First Community Credit Union.
SUTV News is a production of the Bison Information Network in conjunction with North Dakota State University's Department of Communication Broadcast Program. For more information, go to www.ndsubin.com.
Welcome back. Popular satirical news anchor Jon Stewart will no longer be finding the funny in the news.
Comedy Central announced Tuesday that the longtime host of The Daily Show will be leaving. Stewart has been with the show for over 15 years, but in recent months has expressed a desire to do other things. The cable channel has said that the comedian will leave the program later this year. Although he is leaving and no word on who could replace him yet, Comedy Central says the show will go on.
Two famous foes may be teaming up, and a Hollywood newcomer continues to break barriers. Mary Muller has those stories and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
Here's a musical collaboration no one saw coming: Kanye West and Taylor Swift. West has confirmed to Ryan Seacrest that the two are planning to record new music together. The news comes more than 5 years after Kanye notoriously interrupted Swift's acceptance speech for Best Female Video at the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards. Swift has not commented on the collaboration. Laverne Cox has lined up a new role. Variety reports the Orange is the New Black star has been cast in CBS's pilot Doubt. She'll play a transgender attorney, a role created specifically for her. In 2014, Cox became the first openly transgender actor nominated for an Emmy Award. She can be seen next on Orange is the New Black's third season, which hits Netflix this summer. George Lucas is the richest man in Hollywood. WealthX has released its annual ranking of the 10 wealthiest entertainment moguls, and they value the Star Wars creator's fortune at $5.4 billion. Steven Spielberg is third on the list with an estimated $3.3 billion. Jerry Bruckheimer and James Cameron also ranked. For Hollywood Minute, I'm Mary.
It's been called the Day of Love, the most romantic day of the year, National Single Awareness Day, or official I'm Single Day, to name a few.
For this week's Sidewalk Stampede, we asked people how they're going to be coping with being alone on Valentine's Day.
So how are you going to cope with being single on Valentine's Day?
Buy all the chocolate I can and eat it all by myself.
Well, me and my friend, my buddy, my roommate, we're going to go on a date with two of these girls and two of our friends. We're going to have a great time and dress up, go to dinner.
Easy. I'm going to go out to eat by myself, be by myself, and love myself. Who needs a boyfriend anyways, man, when you have yourself? What? I am going to hang out with friends and just chill with myself and do whatever makes me happy, I guess. Watch Netflix.
I'm going to go ask someone out. Awesome. I like the confidence.
Valentine's Day isn't a holiday. The real holiday is the day after, when all the heart-shaped boxes full of chocolate are 50% off. So I'm going to blow some cash on myself.
Well, I'm actually going to a conference in Iowa. It's called No Frills. We're going to be going over some bids and some legislation and getting some stuff done this weekend.
I don't know. I'm probably just going to hang out with friends and go to a movie, maybe eat some chocolate.
I'm going to watch Game of Thrones.
Joining us now is Sports Director Joel Sipper.
Joel, how are you going to be spending your Valentine's Day?
I'm not really sure if there's going to be love in the air in Valentine's Day. I know one place where there won't be love in the air, and that's in Frost Arena, where NDSU will go Saturday.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's the power of free checking with Kasasa. First Community Credit Union offers free ATMs, mobile banking, and are conveniently located right next to the campus of NDSU. We also offer Kasasa, which is a free checking account that pays you cash. Kasasa requires no minimum deposit to open, no monthly service fees, and don't forget the free ATMs. Discover the power of Kasasa at your local First Community Credit Union.
The NDSU bookstore has everything you need to show off your Bison pride. The bookstore can have you sporting green and gold wherever you go. It offers many different brands, sizes, styles, and selection so that you find exactly what you're looking for. Shop the NDSU bookstore and show your spirit today.
Welcome back. The NDSU men's basketball team would not be where they are this year without senior Alexander, who leads the team in scoring with 18 points a game. This past weekend, he put on a shooting clinic against South Dakota. Well, before the game here, Brian Ashola putting on a little dunk show as he got things going. It was all Bison, though. Lawrence Alexander drives, he gets it. LA had the first 15 points for NDSU, 25-14, Bison up. Trey Burton puts it away here, 25-16, but it was all Bison in the second half. LA had it going on. It was just like throwing a rock in the ocean. Splash, as that was his A3 of the game. NDSU up 61-32, and then a little NDSU on defense here. Corey Brown dishing it. Outlet pass to Carlin Dupree. He slams her home. That would pretty much seal the deal for the Bison. NDSU rolls South Dakota 71-47 to extend its home win streak to 23 games. Lawrence Alexander had a career day, tying his career high in points with 31 and breaking the school record for most threes in a game. The NDSU men's basketball team is going to get a little frosty this upcoming road trip, and no, they're not going to Wendy's. The Bison and the Jackrabbits will collide at a pivotal time in the season at one of the most hostile environments of all college basketball, Frost Arena. Currently, NDSU and SDSU are separated by half a game at the top of the Summit League standings, making this one of the biggest games of the year. South Dakota State has won 15 straight at home, and the last time they lost at Frost Arena was last year against the Bison. Saturday, most of the Bison roster will experience the atmosphere at Frost Arena for the first time.
When the conference season started, they were talking to me about just wait till we get to South Dakota State, stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to it.
You can see maybe a little bit, like you said, with us in South Dakota State, and then there's maybe but it's just a game. And any time you look ahead or you look behind too much, then you start slipping, and we can't afford to do that with the parity.
Well, NDSU women's basketball also played the University of South Dakota this week, and it had a little bit of a different result. USD got out to a hot start as Rochelle Contreras gets the layup. USC up 24-13. They came out storming here as Contreras nails the three. USD was leading by 36-13. That was the largest lead of the half. But the Bison come storming back with Liz Keene as she gets a bucket. And then a little bit of this outlet pass. Brooke Lamar dishes it, tic-tac-toe. Emily Spear, Bison cut the lead to 9, but it was just too much in the end as Kelly Stewart gets it. That's the dagger and one. NDSU's comeback falls short as they lose to first place South Dakota 83-79. Liz Keene had a career high in points with 22 points and 7 boards.
I definitely think I was put in a good position this year as far as where I'm comfortable. The coaches have also done a great job at developing just my confidence and overall shot, fundamentals.
I saw a tale of two halves, and I saw a great fight and a great energy in the second half. We were playing for each other, communicating great. So as I've said all season, we're a work in progress.
We're going to keep it in the same building, but we're going to switch sports. Senior night, Curtis Juleson and Evan Knutson getting honored before the game here. In the 133-pound division, Jade Rouser of Utah Valley taking on Kyle Gilva of NDSU as they feel each other out here a little bit, and then it's going to be Rouser with a takedown as he gets 2 points. Rouser was up 11-3, and that put Utah Valley at an early lead, 4-0. But in the 184-pound division, it was Hayden Zilmer that took over the match as he gets the takedown on Ross Zilmer. Zilmer had a technical fall as he wins 22-7. NDSU up 18-7. That pretty much did it for NDSU. NDSU went on to win the match 24-13. Senior 285-pound Bison Evan Knutson was big, recording a pin. This Saturday is a crucial weekend as NDSU takes on number 3 Minnesota at home. Now, it may be hard to believe it's the start of baseball season with local forecasts dipping to below 0, but this is not the case. NDSU baseball will kick off its season this Friday, fortunately not in Fargo, but in Arizona. The defending Summit League champs will take on Grand Canyon University Friday in Phoenix, Arizona, where the weather is forecasted to be sunny and 81 degrees. NDSU has several key pieces returning, including club ace David Ernst, middle infielder John Skirbeck, and left-handed pitcher Parker Chuen.
After the break, we give you the 411 on the reason students were freezing. Stay with us.
More than 400 million people use Facebook to stay connected with family, friends, and colleagues, in addition to the millions of others who use Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Flickr for networking purposes. While Facebook and other social media sites are great tools to help you connect with friends and build networks, you should also be aware of the potential dangers associated with using these tools. So, let's talk tech. First of all, always be mindful of what you and your friends are posting online. Nothing online is private, no matter what security settings a website may boast. Anything posted online stays online. So take time to consider what you and your friends are putting online before you post it. For example, do you want your potential employers or your current boss to see embarrassing pictures that your friends have posted? There's also the question of how much information should you disclose on a social media site. Posting too much personal information could lead to lost job opportunities, harassment, internet stalking, and identity theft. Don't publicize information that the public doesn't need to know. Finally, you should think about who you want to see those things you've posted online by evaluating the appropriateness of the privacy settings on your social media site. It is recommended that you customize your settings such that only your close friends can see your personal information, such as your home address, email, and phone numbers. Ideally, this information should not even be online. Additionally, social media networks frequently update their security protocols, so be sure to review and update your security settings regularly. With these precautions, you will be well on your way to enjoying a safe and secure social networking experience.
A few NDSU students braved the cold to raise money for a local charity. The annual Freeze-a-thon brought together Kappa Delta sorority and Alpha Tau Omega fraternity for the benefit of Nokomis Daycare. $8,000 has been raised so far with a goal of $10,000. Students are standing in wind chills of 20 below in shifts as long as 7 hours. The Freeze-a-thon has raised as much as $12,000 in the years past. The fraternity and sorority have been partnered with Nokomis for a while.
Decided to choose Nokomis for this event, and based on that, we just have been with partners with Nokomis for I think about 20 or 30 years now.
The money raised goes to providing a quality place for children who are in need of special physical or emotional support. Scholarships are also offered from these donations.
Coming up on next week's edition of SUTV News, we sit down with President Dean Brashani and discuss what's going on at our university.
Well, thank you for watching this edition of SUTV News.
Be sure to pick up a copy of The Spectrum and check us out on Facebook and Twitter.
Also, visit us at ndsubin.com for your chance to win some special prizes.
Have a great night.